Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, you get quite a lot of perks as a Prime Minister: the house, the cat, the opportunity to mingle with world leaders and the chance to pretend you might detonate a nuclear weapon. But you also get some power to bestow honours on your friends and sponsors. David Cameron's farewell honours list has been leaked, and it seems an OBE is in store for Samantha's stylist and a companion of honour for George Osborne. One or two useful funders get a gong and a few more loyal colleagues as well. The list has aroused howls of outrage and surprise, although it is hardly the first time a Prime Minister's use of the power of patronage in a controversial way has been practised. Well, the basic question is whether it is right for a Prime Minister to have some slips in a pocket or handbag to offer people to smooth things along the way. I'm joined by Lord Bell, Tim Bell, who was knighted in the Thatcher Resignation Honours and became a peer later on, and the writer and journalist Yasmin Alibhai-Brown. Evening to you both. And Yasmin, you had an MBE at one stage, right?
I did, and I was it's one of the things I most regret accepting. I did return it over the Iraq War, but it's so easy. I can't describe to you how easy it is to feel incredibly foolishly flattered. That you will be more precious and important than the others.
It was only an MBE as well,
but
actually.
I know, they gave me the lowest of the low, but even so, you know, it's so easy. So I do understand what it means.
But did it mean a lot to you when you got the knighthood, when you were knighted in the Resignation Honours, the Thatcher Resignation, Lord Bell? What did that mean to you?
I was extremely grateful and very flattered, and it meant a great deal to me. Still does. Doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but so what?
What did you get it for, do you think?
I got it for services to the former Prime Minister, so the Queen announced when I went and got it. And that I worked for her for 15 years for nothing. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself, had a wonderful time. I met lots of people I liked, I had a great time. I was given a knighthood, I was very proud of it. I wore it with pride, and I will continue to do so. And it doesn't make any difference to me in the slightest.
But look, I'm interested. You see, it seems right that she should express her gratitude in some way. A handwritten note would be, you know, a way. But I suppose the controversy is whether the Prime Minister should have the power to use our honour, our privilege, you know, our respect, and to bestow that upon you with a public honour. I don't know, what do you think of that? It does seem a bit strange, really. You were working for her as a political ally.
Yes, political advisor, actually. Yes, I don't think it means anything at all. It's like being given a box of chocolates. It doesn't carry any weight whatsoever. Now, the peerage is slightly different, because the peerage I get the chance to speak in the legislature, and I can talk about laws, and I can help pass laws, help end laws. That's a different concept, but I was elected as a working peer, which means I was part of the vote fodder in the House of Lords, and that's another job, and I get paid for it.
Well, that's different. That's different. But look, Yasmin Alibhai-Brown, how outrageous is it, do you think, that the Prime Minister does have this right? Because Prime Ministers need to get things done, basically.
Yeah, but you know, this is like billionaires getting goodie bags. It's like that. Lord Bell, Sir Tim Bell, was very successful and had a lot of power and a lot of influence. Why did you need this stamp, this goodie bag on top of it? And it isn't personal. It isn't personal. Like I said, I didn't want to take it, but I was enormously flattered. I understand it. It's just wrong for any political leader to use it as a gift bag for their friends.
Lord Bell, go on, Lord Bell.
Well, you say it wasn't personal. It was entirely personal. It was given to me in her resignation list.
No, for me, I'm not being personal, sorry.
Yeah, but look, I mean, I just want to push you on this, Yasmin Alibhai-Brown, because the argument has been put that this is the least corrupt way of Prime Ministers rewarding loyalty and being nice to friends. If you take away these little things that they can give away, then you'll start getting brown envelopes and you'll start getting a much worse system.
Most of the people who get these are incredibly powerful, and many of them are incredibly rich. And they don't need anything extra. Look, I don't know of a single care worker who is a dame, for example. There isn't one, okay? They go to certain kinds of people. And by all means, the political parties can have their own reward system. They can take them on wonderful holidays, that's fine. We're talking about the difference between a political party and the nation. And we need to have something that doesn't have a stench.
Right. So, Lord Bell, the question is, why would it be worth anything
Well, I'm
to
quite happy
anyone?
with my stench.
Why is it worth anything to you?
As I'm not worth anything,
You see,
and I don't have fortunes of money, and everything I've got I worked for. None of it was given to me by anybody. I don't see any of the argument at all.
But just explain
yes,
to me.
You can have an envy argument, but it's pointless.
But just explain to me whether it, in your experience, does it really actually motivate people? You're a backbench MP, you've been a bit of a troublemaker in the past, and then the Prime Minister wants you to come on side and says, come on, matey. Well, how does it work? Just explain to me how it works. Is it explicit? Does the Prime Minister say...
I don't recognise the example you gave me. I'm sure it can be imagined. I'm sure people can dream it up, but it isn't. I'm not aware of it. I wasn't a troublesome backbencher. I was very much at the forefront of the campaigns, and I got rewarded for the things that I've done. I was very grateful for it. I thought it was a very nice gesture by Mrs. Thatcher. I thought it was a very nice gesture by the people who approved it, and I was very proud of it, and I'm still very proud of it. It doesn't make any difference what anybody else says. It won't make any difference to how proud I am.
Well, that's fine, but there is a very serious argument to be had here that, you know, people still like to think that there is no corruption in Britain. There are subtle forms of corruption. I personally know of two men, who paid some money and got an MBE, then got a higher, whatever it was, I don't know what it was, and then got into the Lords. It was a very systematic thing, and it worked. Now, there's something wrong here. I like them very much as individuals, but there's something wrong where there is this perception that things can be bought. These things can be bought.
I mean, in fairness, we have known this for quite a while, haven't we? Going back to the 1920s. Well, I mean, you can go back to Lloyd George. I mean, you know that you don't need to respect Lord Bell and his honour, but if you want to, you can. But we all know.
We need a good, clean, honest system which isn't dependent on patronage from the political leaders, and actually I would go further, that not even patronage from the royal family. It needs to be independent, it needs to be something that everybody feels they can get.
Lord Bell, enjoy your honours.
I haven't the faintest. I don't know how you create such a system. If it makes happy,
the human beings
we
are
need
clever.
to leave it there. We need to leave it there.
Clever.
Thanks both.